In the days before darkness fell, life moved with the rhythm of sun and season.
The well was more than water source. It was where community gathered, where stories lived.
Trade brought neighbors together, simple exchange of grain and oil, words and laughter.
Olive harvest measured the year's fortune, each fruit a promise of oil and sustenance.
In shadow of gods and ancestors, children knew only the game, only the moment. The hills knew their steps, shepherd and flock moving as one through familiar paths.
Clay given form, beauty born from earth, and patience, hands remembering what minds would forget.
Thread by thread, women wove more than cloth. They wove the fabric of home itself. The sea gave and took in equal measure, and the fisherman knew both gifts and asked no questions. Around the evening table, family bonds strengthened with bread broken and stories shared.
Day's last task carried them to familiar gathering place, where rituals of water became rituals of farewell.
One by one, small flames pushed back the night, a humble guardian of light and order.
In darkness, children surrendered to sleep, trusting tomorrow.
Before village stirred, the baker's work fed the coming day, ancient rhythm of grain to fire to life.
Shared spaces bound neighbors into something larger than family, but just as necessary.
Knowledge of healing plants passed hand to hand, generation to generation, wisdom tested by countless seasons.
Wood transformed under patient hands, each stroke of plane and saw making useful beauty from raw timber. Animals and humans bound in daily exchange, care given for sustenance received, simple contract of farm life. Market at midday was the village's beating heart, where commerce and community met in equal measure. Knowledge passed through spoken word and observed practice, each generation receiving wisdom and burden both.
Grapes crushed under ancient rhythm became wine that would mark. Skills passed young ensured village continuity, children's clumsy hands today becoming tomorrow's capable ones.
Animals received care before humans rested. Their well-being measured the family's prosperity and concern.
Each transaction bound village to wider world, thread by thread, trade building connections beyond familiar horizon. Daily prayers bound mortal to divine, each sunset an accounting rendered to gods who held tomorrow's fate.
Stories preserved more than history. They kept alive the spirits of heroes and wisdom of ages, each telling a renewal. Night watch kept village safe from wolf and wanderers both, quiet guardians whose vigilance allowed others peace. In deepest night, village breathed a single organism, each life a cell in larger. The watchman completed his hours as ancestors had for generations, unaware this dawn.
Bread still warm from oven moved through village like daily blessing, simple gift binding baker to neighbors in mutual need. Morning water gathering was democracy in practice, each voice heard, each burden shared, distinctions of status dissolved at common well.
Daily return of flock measured time's passage, shepherd and sheep together in rhythm old as village stones themselves.
Iron bent to human will under hammer and flame, metalworkers transforming raw earth into tools that built civilization.
Garden gave according to care received, patient tending rewarded with abundance, human and earth in balanced exchange.
Knowledge passed through patient teaching, each generation receiving wisdom earned through centuries, children learning what it meant to be Greek. Elders gathered as custom demanded, deciding village matters through debate and consensus. Democracy practiced in stone circle.
Milk transformed through heat and patience into food that sustained through lean seasons. Dairy craft essential as grain itself.
Color brought life to cloth, dyer's art transforming plain linen into garments of beauty and status. Chemistry practiced through ancient wisdom.
Sea called fishermen as it had always done. Risk and reward balanced in each departure. Families watching and waiting for return.
Healer's knowledge drawn from generations past, every herb and treatment tested through countless ailments, medicine and prayer combined in healing art. Olive oil more valuable than gold, each drop pressed through labor and stone. Liquid wealth that sustained village economy and cuisine both. Childhood measured in such afternoons, stream and sun and friends enough for happiness. Simple.
Thread by thread, women created fabric of life itself. Patient spinning that evening table bound generations in shared meal and story. Family tree rooted deep in such.
Vintner knew each vine like children, daily inspection revealing subtle changes, care given ensuring harvest that would become wine for seasons ahead.
Elders sensed change approaching like distant storm. Rumors from travelers speaking of troubles elsewhere. Sky spoke in colors those with eyes to see might read, but most saw only sunrise.
Market continued as markets must, but joy of commerce had dimmed, people going through motions while minds turned toward troubling rumors from roads beyond.
Mothers sensed danger before it had name. Instinct drawing children closer. Freedom sacrificed to nameless fear.
News arrived as it always had, by dusty traveler on foot, but this message carried weight that bent shoulders.
Village drew inward, gathering what sustenance could be found. Families preparing for siege of uncertain kind.
When human action reached its limits, the village turned to gods, as ancestors had done through.
Night watch, no longer simple routine, but defensive necessity. Guards multiplied and armed, watching not for wolves.
Sleep itself became enemy. Nightmares named and nameless, disturbing rest.
First, strangers brought choice between mercy and survival. Village closed gates to unknown threat, but closing war. Healer recognized death's signature in fever and swelling, medicines that cured common ills, helpless against. Village that numbered hundreds now counted dozens. Pathways that rang with life echoed only with absence. In plague's depths, dying men chose to spend last strength, not on survival, but on preservation.
Plague passed, leaving silence where once was laughter. Emptiness where community thrived.